The only person who could ever kill Thomas Shelby is Thomas Shelby himself. You made me believe death was coming. Let my nature do the rest, eh?
Give me some of your time, and I'll erase your weakness, not with empty promises or the brittle motivation that shatters at the first sign of resistance, but with the kind of truth that carves itself into your bones, the kind that lingers in the silence between your thoughts. You've been running. From what? From the weight of your own potential? From the gnawing suspicion that you were meant for more than this? Look at the way you bend to the world's expectations, how you dull your edges to fit into spaces too small for your spirit. You call it adaptation, but I call it slow surrender. And the tragedy isn't that the world asked this of you. The tragedy is that you agreed. The modern world is a hall of mirrors, distorted reflections of what you could be, what you should want, who you're supposed to become. You mistake the glass for reality, your own face blurred by the fingerprints of others. Nietzsche warned of the herd instinct, that gravitational pull toward comfort, toward the warm, suffocating embrace of collective approval. But you already know this. You feel it in the hollowness of your victories, the quiet shame of your compromises. You were not born to kneel, yet here you are bargaining for scraps of validation, mistaking politeness for strength, mistaking safety for living. Every time you swallow your words to keep the peace, every time you choose the path of least resistance, you betray yourself in increments so small they hardly register, until one day, you wake up and don't recognize the face in the mirror. Let me ask you, how many of your decisions are truly yours? How often do you pause at the crossroads of discomfort and convenience and choose the latter, convincing yourself it's just for now, just this once? Seneca called this the slavery of the mind, the chains we polish ourselves, the cages we decorate with excuses. You tell yourself you'll act when the time is right, when you're ready, when the stars align. But the stars don't care about your hesitation. Time doesn't negotiate with the hesitant. The right moment is a myth sold to the unwilling, a lullaby to soothe the part of you that already knows you are the only obstacle. Here's the raw, unflinching truth. Your weakness is not a condition, it's a habit, a repetition of small retreats, a muscle atrophied from disuse. You confuse sensitivity with fragility, as if feeling deeply means you must break easily. But the strongest steel is forged in the hottest fire, and the soul is no different. Every time you numb yourself to avoid pain, every time you seek refuge in distractions rather than facing the storm within, you trade resilience for temporary relief. And the world will gladly indulge your excuses because the world profits from your compliance. But this is where the reckoning begins. Not with grand gestures, not with sweeping declarations, but in the quiet moments where no one is watching. It starts when you stop asking for permission to exist on your own terms, when you stop mistaking admiration for respect, when you realize that no amount of external validation will fill the void where your self-respect should be. Tactical advice? Here it is, wrapped in the only language that matters, the kind that bypasses reason and speaks directly to the animal inside you. Do the thing you fear and do it now. Not tomorrow, not when you're ready, now. The fear will not disappear. It will simply lose its power over you. This is the essence of self-reclamation. Not the absence of doubt, but the decision to move forward despite it. Not the eradication of fear, but the understanding that fear is the compass pointing toward what truly matters. You were never meant to be safe. You were meant to be alive. So stand up. Not for me, not for anyone else, but for the version of you that still remembers what it means to be unbroken. The world will try to silence you, to soften you, to convince you that your fire is too much. Let it try. You're not a spark to be contained. You are the inferno, and the time for negotiation is over.